Welcome to the Buddhist Boot Camp podcast. Our intention is to awaken, enlighten, enrich, and inspire a simple and uncomplicated life. Discover the benefits of mindful living with your host, Timber Hawkeye.
The intention behind these podcast episodes, my books, monthly emails, and online posts is to offer some food for thought so we can contemplate certain topics more deeply and perhaps discuss more openly when social etiquette considers them uncomfortable or even taboo. This year alone, we've tackled insecurities, judgment, identity, and forgiveness among many other subjects. And now, as the year is coming to an end, I figured we can talk about the end. Regardless of race, gender, religion, age, political affiliation, or even species classification, what we all have in common is the very thing we've been raised to never discuss or even think about: death. Any mention of it is often considered morbid, defined by the dictionary as an abnormal or an unhealthy interest in disturbing and unpleasant subjects. Isn't that exactly what the Buddha's father tried to do? Shelter his young son from any mention of old age, sickness, and death? Our culture celebrates youth and vitality by efficiently filing the elderly and less abled into retirement communities, practically out of sight. How are we supposed to develop a healthy relationship with these facts of life and death if we don't even see or talk about them on a regular basis? In what used to be minority circles, interracial couples for example, the rule of thumb has always been visibility leads to acceptance. The more often we encounter something, the more comfortable we become with its existence, be it women in power, same-gender couples, or blue hair. So the opposite must also be true. The less often we see something, the less prepared we are to deal with it. Even if you are one of the few people who've seen a corpse, it was probably in a coffin, wearing makeup, and dressed in fine apparel. This gives a whole new meaning to out of sight, out of mind. If we don't see it, we don't have to deal with it, which is wrong in this case because we do and will have to deal with it. But if we're ill-prepared for death when it comes in whatever form it chooses, either for someone else or for ourselves, then the experience can be downright devastating when it doesn't have to be. So how is it that despite death being all around us, we're still shocked by it the same way a lazy student is thrown off by a pop quiz? I mean, from a very young age, life has prepared us for death's inevitability by first taking our goldfish or dog away, for example, then our grandparents, parents, friends, often without any warning and sometimes very early on. Yet people still claim to be devastated by the loss of a loved one who was taken, quote-unquote, unexpectedly. How is that possible? Even if they mean the timing was unexpected, having an expectation that someone, anyone, would live to be a certain age before they die is proof that we are not honest with ourselves about death's seemingly irrational timing. Somehow, in our generally overly pessimistic society, we are unreasonably optimistic about how long everyone we know is going to live, including ourselves. I would love to see more of us honest with ourselves and our children about the fact that anyone's last breath could be taken at any moment. I think we would appreciate each other and life itself a whole lot more. We would save ourselves much devastation while significantly increasing our celebration of every living moment. Don't you think? We are not helping ourselves or anyone else by avoiding the very topic that makes us uncomfortable. If you find value in this podcast and the work I do through the Prison Library Project, veteran support groups, or recovery and rehab clinics, show your support with just $1 a month through patreon.com/BuddhistBootcamp. It's how these podcast episodes are available without commercials for car insurance or a mattress in a box. It's all thanks to listeners and readers just like you. Thank you for telling your friends about this podcast and for having more open conversations about some of these topics with the people in your life. The more we talk about them, the less taboo or uncomfortable they will be for future generations. Just look at how open discussion and visibility has led to wider awareness and acceptance of gender and sexual identity, for example, racism, women's rights, animal cruelty, and so on. The first step to being the change we wish to see in the world is bringing those topics into our daily conversations instead of only discussing them in hushed voices. So thank you for being the change. Namaste.
Timber Hawkeye is the best-selling author of Faithfully Religionless and Buddhist Boot Camp. For additional information, please visit BuddhistBootCamp.com, where you can order autographed books to support the Prison Library Project, watch Timber's inspiring TED Talk, and join our monthly mailing list. We hope you have enjoyed this episode and invite you to subscribe for more thought-provoking discussions. Thank you for being a soldier of peace in the Army of Love.